utopian, Mr. Deckard?
Just answer the questions, please.
Well, hello everyone. It is I, your pal, J.Ishiro, author and alien in a human suit. And the book's totally released now, and I can rest for a little while. I marathoned it all last week and all weekend, but the print edition of Boobs of Steel is now available. That is right. Link in the description. And for those of you who are curious, what is the difference between the print edition and the digital? Well, the print edition is more graphics friendly, which means you get roughly about 50 more pages of drawings, diagrams, photos, movie stills, just things to kind of illustrate my point. And then there's some extra background material included, like bios on various people. Like I talk about C.L. Moore and Leigh Brackett, Robert E. Howard. I give kind of bios on who these people are and why they're important. So yeah, just a little extra. So then it's worth the $15 that you pay. But anyway, greetings everyone. So who here has actually read the book? Just curious. I mean, other than Ironcast Knight, who pretty much edited the whole damn thing for me, so I really appreciate that. Hey, actually, speaking of which, Ironcast, since I know that you more than anyone else, well, other than maybe Jen, has already read the book, could I possibly get you to say review it? I mean, I'll send you a free copy if that's what it takes. I mean, I'm totally fine with buying you a copy off Amazon so that they know you purchased it. But no, I need reviews now. That's where I'm at now. More reviews. Yes, and you are thanked in the book, Catherine. Your name is in there as one of the proofreaders. But yeah, just I'm looking forward to feedback. Oh, you've already completed the book, Damien. Very, very cool. Please review it. I need the reviews now. That or go on to like social media and tell everyone, no, this is a book you need. Buy it, damn it. Your weekend was a bust and you have nothing to show for it. Well, if it's a bust, I mean, well, never mind. Robert E. Howard, Lovecraft, candy samples. Oh, no. The way that you say that you've reviewed it, Ironcast, is what you do is you begin. Let me type it out for you. I am putting the text that you always include if you were one of the proofreaders. That's what you put at the beginning of your review. And that immediately tells everyone that you got the book for free and possibly proofread, but you were one of the advanced reader. You had an advanced reader copy. So that everyone knows you got it free. And like I said, often advanced readers are also proofreaders. I wish I had a busty weekend, though. How's it going, Chicken Sith? Good to see you around, man. But let me tell you, that marathoning to get the print edition done, my head fucking hurts. I'm so fucking tired. I thought, okay, now that everything's done, I can wait about 6 months or so before the next one needs to come out. I can start writing Siege Engine. Oh, God, I've primarily slept, man. But for those of you curious how different, I've shared this before, but for those of you curious just how different this book is from the digital, let me open it up here. Show you what we're dealing with. Okay. Now, let's do a share screen. Yes, we need mech warriors to make mecha great again. Damn straight. We need to hear the story of Dark Rooster. Okay, let me share the screen here so I can show you all what comes in the print edition and how it differs from the one the one that was on digital. Let's see. Now, what do I mean by extra material? Well, first off, some of these graphics are in the digital, depending. Actually, is it sharing? Let's make sure you're actually seeing this. Oh, well, that isn't very good. Let's fix this. So, by the way, later tonight, we're having our regular Monday show. Raltz, Janelle, and Kat. Maybe we'll get somebody else on with us. Maybe Buddy will have a chance to stop by. But it'll be interesting because if we can get him to talk about it, Raltz has a new lightning story for us. He had yet another close encounter with lightning. Didn't hit him, fortunately, but he did have a close encounter with the lightning. So yeah, like there's the part where I talk about She-Hulk being influenced by Corey Everson. I mean, you can't beat evidence like this. I mean, shit, it's right here. So no, She-Hulk was supposed to be ripped and hot, always. So yeah, a lot of movie graphics. We've got bios on directors in this chapter. Talking about who Howard Hawks is. And yeah, look, who could pass up a picture of Adrienne Barbeau and those great tits? Look at those. So let's go on to another chapter. Man, I spent all weekend on this chapter here, laying it out, tracking down the graphics and getting the rights for them. But yeah, the chapter on Japan. Again, got bios on people in here. Do an entire thing on Masamune Shirow. And I wanted to get into Mamoru Oshii, but it just really wasn't relevant, unfortunately. Two great pictures here of Pris. When trying to secure the right copyrights and credits for these pictures, did you know that the rights for Bubblegum Crisis, nobody's entirely sure who the hell owns it because things have gotten so stupid, and one of the creators went to prison and is now banished from Japan for dealings with the Yakuza? But yeah, I mean, it just makes it a bit more engaging, I guess. I mean, I got this whole thing on what Sukeban is. And, without the pictures, it kind of lacks context. But I always knew the print edition was going to be better. And here's some of the scenes I'm talking about in Violence Jack that I mentioned. But, for instance, here we go. We got, like, the single exposed breast in the scene is not cheap titillation, but a signifier of feminine power. The ancient Greeks often depicted Amazons wearing chitons which left one breast uncovered. And there you go. The symbolism is right there. Well, that and there's later she's actually using a bow, and this scene here reenacts the scene in the Artemis myth. Here's Iron Virgin June, and here's another June with her robot with boobs of steel. Or I guess, what were they? I forget what the alloy was in Mazinga. Here we got Wonder Woman and about to get into a lesbian wrestling match. I'm sure that went on in the Marston household quite a bit. But when I do the history of the Amazon, this is the symbolism. What the symbolism of the Amazonian archetype. You got all this artwork. Then in decoding the Amazon, and this is probably the one that benefits most from the art, is, I've got all these art pieces I've been mentioning throughout the ages, and they really just don't have context till you see them. Like up here with Drunken Hercules, I can describe how debaucherous the painting is, but you really don't get a sense until you see, fat drunk Hercules here with his booze and a satyr, and this is supposed to be Hippolyta, which I just, no. Now, I don't know what the hell Rubens' problem was, but man, he liked the fatties. Actually, I think he liked ones that looked like little boys, but that's a different book. show the influence of the neoclassicists on pulp art in the 40s and 50s, get into Wagner. Then I get into the weird and twisted BDSM imagery of Margaret Brundage's work. So next time someone screams, "Oh, well, that old pulp art sexist," well, yeah, a woman painted that, so shut the fuck up. Show the evolution of cover art and how the images of fantasy women changed over the ages. Mini bio on Howard. Mini bio on C.L. Moore. Artwork from Planet Stories. Mini bio on Lay Brackett. And for Ironcast Night, look, man, right here. Here's your damn list. It's not in the... yeah, I took it out of the main text. Now it's a sidebar. See, no more lists. Then you get the dirt on the suffragists and find out that, well, they were actually part of the temperance movement and big clanners as well. Are we shocked? Amazons of the silver screen. Once again, look, no more list Ironcast Night. Got it right there on the sidebar. Chapter on Wonder Woman and Marston and the whole backstory there. Talk about how Wonder Woman was supposed to always be curvy, and in fact it was such an integral part to her character that it's mentioned multiple times in the comic, as I point right here, that they're actually talking about her having the perfect modern Venus measurements, and that Marston flat out said she should look like a Vargas girl. And so there we go. And then I bring up how Wonder Woman has just gotten less and less attractive over the ages. I mean, yeah, I will give it to Gal Gadot. She's got a very pretty face, but she is no fucking Linda Carter. I mean, shit, she was a runway model. She's got a stick body. I mean, the boobs here are almost entirely special effects in the armor. She just, no, she is not Wonder Woman. Have a whole thing on Marston's disc theory, which, interesting. And then the last chapter, American Nightmare, where I savage the ever-living shit out of America Chavez and Gabby Rivera, because Gabby Rivera is a hack who came from a college that is ran like a fucking Scientology cult. I shit you not. And you watch the way she talks like one of these people from a cult. I point out that originally, America Chavez was supposed to be like Michelle Rodriguez's character in Machete, and then those guys got fired and got replaced by this really, really fucked up dyke chick. Point out that under Gabby's watch, America Chavez got really obsessed with skin color, so much so that she's often pointing it out to everyone what color people are. We get into the fact that Gabby was very upset. She said that too often that the media portrayed Latinas and people of color of being thieves. And then I point out that, well, then maybe she shouldn't have had her Latina character steal Captain America's finest moment. So, great, Gabby. You basically proved everyone right. You put a Mexican, or I guess what, space Puerto Rican in the book, and what's she do? She steals Captain America's glory. Or valor. How about that? Then we get into this psychopath. Oh, God. Was it Moon Girl? What the fuck's wrong with Bendis? Seriously. What the fuck is wrong with that guy? Abby Hoffman. Never mind. Talk about the fact that originally America Chavez was created also as a reflection of modern America, opposed to the original Miss America being a reflection of 1940s values. So where you've got the 1940s, you had a was she a blonde or a redhead? I forget, but a beautiful housewife who suddenly gets mutant abilities from an electrical accident and decides, you know what, I'll help the war effort. And she starts using her powers to work for the United States government, busting Nazi spies because she gives a damn. Whereas the modern Miss America, America Chavez, is a foul-mouthed, racist, dyke, space Puerto Rican who is pro-communism and hates everything that has to do with white people. So, at least they're being honest. And then I point out, for all their hooting and hollering about how progressive and what great people they are for having a lesbian Latina superhero in their book in 2017, DC had already done it a full 10 years before with making Montoya the Question. And that's where we leave off. In book 2, well, book 2 is going to be about Valkyries, jungle queens, or jungle goddesses, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Those are the 2 archetypes I'm covering. And most of this book is already written, so hopefully see you in a... well, I can't give you a date because Kat will kill me. So I'm basically not allowed to give you a date yet. So there you go. That's what you're going to get if you buy the print edition. Hey, Fiona, how you doing? Hey, yes, I did take a semi-break from social media. Need to empty my tank, my worry tank. I was watching too much culture stuff. Yeah, that can be pretty bad. Although, we've been winning a lot of battles lately. So, it's not all bad, Fiona. Actually, is the email I have for you the one you use on Amazon? Just out of curiosity, because I can send you a digital copy of the book, since you actually helped me out quite a bit, and there's a full interview with you in the back of the book that you wrote up for me. So seems only fair. Of course, I will bug you for a review. Man, a Michelle Rodriguez-inspired character with Power Girl proportions and abilities would have been a hot seller. Yes, it would have. Well, actually, the one thing I'll give them credit is the original America Chavez not only had those proportions, but she had a Puerto Rican ass. So she was very, very round and curvy in the junk in the trunk. It's unfortunate that ID Crisis tore apart characters that You found out that Bendis is from your neck of the woods? Well, maybe you could track him down and tell him what you thought of Moon Girl. Tell him he needs to leave the kids alone. Okay. Ruben seems like a bear aficionado, and not the kind that live in the forest. Yeah. Was it Super Alloy Z? Yeah, okay. So Venus was made of Super Alloy Z. So Super Alloy Z boobs. Boobs of Super Alloy Z. Oh, you're going to be getting a physical copy. Well, thanks, Fiona. Thank you. I wish I could charge it a little less for it, but like I said, it's almost 300 pages, so there was really not a whole lot I could do about it. But on the other hand, it's almost 300 pages. Okay. The chickens, the Robert E. Howard, H.P. Lovecraft, and candy samples. That sounds like a really, really wrong Brazzers video. Candy samples, H.P. Lovecraft, Robert E. Howard. So you'd have the manly man, the creepy man, and the trashy woman. Is that the? I don't know. Or that could be like an epic rap battle. The one compliment I'm getting is the number of people who have read the book now and said, oh, well, it's totally not what I expected. I was expecting it to be all about boobs, and it's a real book. Yeah, well, maybe that isn't a compliment. It's a real book. But I don't know. Now that the print edition is available, I'm going to try and start getting other places like Publishers Weekly and maybe some of the other book review sites to give it a look. I just didn't feel legit till the print edition was available. But I'm still thinking about H.P. Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard with candy samples. Something really twisted and wrong about that in a great way. Don't forget tentacles, yeah. Bendis has a weird obsession with hooking characters with black characters, or hooking characters with black characters and race swapping white. Bendis is messed up. That's just very simple. I think we should all pressure Bendis to write that historical reboot of Anne Frank, but make her black. We need a black Anne Frank written by Bendis, and she needs to act just like Moon Girl. And this time she'll get superpowers and kill Nazis. How about that? Bendis out here making teenage sociopaths and call. Yeah, exactly. Going through your comments. Tweldy says he cannot wait to see Robert E. Howard, H.P. Lovecraft, and candy samples in video. I don't know what to make of that. I get that most like the deconstructed setup for characters and make them relatable. But I love my corny Golden Age Paragon fun time. Well, I get into that. I make a point of showing that in the chapter I do about America Chavez, how she is just selfish, she's psychopathic, she doesn't give a shit about anyone. Everything she talks about is her own greatness and personal glory. Sorry, kids were screaming for attention. Well, that's being a good parent. You're looking after your kids, right? But whereas I point out that in the Golden Age Wonder Woman frequently would stop villains, but then say, well, look, they're not irredeemable. And the one I bring up is the story about she goes to a small Midwestern town, and there's a group there that is clearly a stand-in for the KKK. It's very much supposed to be the KKK. And after Wonder Woman stops them and ties them up and all that, the usual Wonder Woman routine, she tells the townspeople that none of the racists are irredeemable. That just because they were led astray with hatred does not mean that they cannot be redeemed and that they're not people. You wouldn't get that today. Could you imagine a single modern heroine from the woke brigade that would have that sort of empathy for a villain? And that's what our heroes are missing in every way. Our heroes are missing a moral compass, values, empathy. Okay. Bendis should publish that weird fanfic where Anne Frank meets and falls in love with a time-traveling Goku. Does that actually exist? That's incredibly wrong, but in the most wonderful way. Time-traveling Goku. I think that could actually be taken up a notch, though. Yes, modern heroes are villains, Chicken Sith. Bendis is also very jealous in Iron Man. There's a new character like Rhodes appearing, and she was getting ready to take the War Machine suit. Well, her uncle healed up very quickly with Riri Williams. I don't know what the hell Bendis's problem is. He's obsessed with little black tween-age black girls, black children, and hating successful white men. I don't know. I've found that manga has at least some paragons that, in their own honor and moral compass, it's not the one for one, but Superman most of the time, it's a whole ton better than what the U.S. can put out at the moment. Well, I would say currently the best superhero arc going on, or best superhero story we can get is that first run of My Hero Academia. That is a solid traditional Western superhero story through an Eastern lens, no, but still, I mean, it's all there. And I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, just how on point that it's all the things we miss. Hmm. I'm kind of brain dead. Like I said, I was so down to just dive into promoting and writing today. I was going to write, and I can barely stay awake. I don't know. Do you guys have anything else you want me to talk about, or should I call it an afternoon? I'm going to be back on later this evening. So, and we'll see if I can't get Ralts to talk about lightning. It's called Until the End of Time, and Goku saves Anne from the Nazis and a super Aryan Hitler. Oh, you have espresso? That sounds wonderful, Fiona. I want some. Actually, I think ever since we changed the theme of Three's Company to Angry Gen Xers, the show's been doing a bit better, because now we just come on and start bitching about how much we hate modern culture, and everyone seems to like that. So yeah, I need to change the opening bumper for Three's Company. I'm going to keep everything. It's going to be exactly the same. The title card needs to now say Angry Gen Xers. That's it. Or is it no, Pissed Off Gen Xers? That's the name of the show. And we also need like T-shirts to go with that. It's funny how My Hero Academia is good comic, but academia ruined culture. Exactly. Well, they mean Japanese academia, totally different. Basically the hardcore, absolute meritocratic system, I guess would be their education system right now. I mean, they'll beat you if you don't succeed, or just toss you out on your ass. Besides Ralts, Star Shatter knows how to make some great paragons. Yeah, we should have him back on again. He was fun, and he's got a book definitely that I think Ralts' fans would enjoy. His series is kind of along a similar lines, has that kind of weird insanity to it as well. Okay, yeah, I'm burning out. I would like to say more, but one, the print edition of Boobs of Steel is now on Amazon. Let everyone know. Buy it if you want it. Link is in the description. And please, for the love of all things that are good and wonderful and whatever, review Boobs of Steel. It needs reviews now. Talk about it on social media. Tell everyone to buy it or they'll die or something. I don't know. For Gray's sake. Yeah, I'm a Gray. Wait a minute. Yeah, I should talk about aliens next time. There's plenty of developments in the alien front. Most of them being lies. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later this evening. Good night.